What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're all as well as I am, because the Soul Exchange has landed. Not sure whether it's the fifth. I think it's the fifth Soul Exchange that we've had, and we've got some amazing heroes in this one. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at this one, hopefully help me make up my mind. So in terms of the first row, really quickly, there's famous last words. So we've got Orphanius, Guinevere, Grace, Tahir, and Alexandrine. Okay, so good picks will be Grace. I think she's absolutely worth the 10 souls with that 285% damage to the target and nearby, and disabling the taunt status effects from enemies. I think that there are going to be a few new taunt heroes coming up, and we've also got some pretty beefy ones that are already part of the meta, so anyone who can prevent taunt happening is going to be worth it in my book. I know that she was a last minute replacement for Albie, and I know a lot of people are not going to be too happy about that, because you know, if you needed a reviver and there was one in there for 10 souls, I think that that was an absolute bargain. So yeah, sorry guys if you missed out on that one, but Grace is still a good hero if you don't have her. Tahir is also good. I mean, a fast speed sniper, 350 to the damage to the target, sorry, but he gets that 525 if the target has a status ailment, so he pairs up really well with other heroes. Also a good choice for 10 souls. And Alexandrine is great. I mean, if you want an addition in your team for Mythic Titan hits, you got that critical boost chance, a massive heal, and a really annoying passive as well, where she gets 10% health when she receives a status ailment or negative stack. So another good hero from this row. I mean, there are 3 absolute gems in that first row. I think in order of sort of who I would choose, I'd probably pick Grace as number 1, Tahir as a close second, and Alexandrine. But if you don't have a blue healer and you've only got 10 souls, I'd go ahead and grab Alexandrine. Now, second row, where 15 heroes are required. We've got the Dark Lord, we've got Akarog, the Hatter, the Queen of Hearts, and Alice. Straight away, I'm going to say no to the Queen of Hearts and no to Alice. They're just not as good as the other 3. And even saying that, I'm looking at Akarog, and I think Akarog can go ahead and go in the same sort of pot with the other 2 heroes, to be fair, the Queen of Hearts and Alice, because those 3 are not as good as the other 2. So Dark Lord is a really good option. 550% snipe with no conditions at fast speed. He reduces the duration of enemy buffs, which is pretty cool. But the main thing, or the main draw to Dark Lord for me, would be the additional corrosive poison. So that is going to deal 144 poison damage per turn, and it's going to lower the mana generation for 4 turns. So by 13% each turn over 4 turns, sorry. And that will apply to the target and nearby enemies. So he's a pretty good hero in terms of defense, because you can tank him if you don't have a purple tank. He's really strong. And in terms of offense, he's helpful because he reduces mana as well. And the poison damage is just an additional bonus. So pretty good hero in terms of being a good sniper and just messing with the enemy team. So really useful. But the shining star of this second row is this guy, the Hatter. And funnily enough, even though he's been around for ages, his special is just so good. And I don't have him, and I really want him, but I've also got my eye on one of the 20 soul heroes, so I'm still undecided. But the Hatter is great. He deals damage to the target and nearby, yeah, but his main draw is stealing all of the dispellable buffs from all of the enemies and distributing them on allies. So it doesn't matter what buffs they are. I mean, it could be taunt, it could be Defense up, it could be anything. All of these ridiculous buffs, he can distribute them, just steal them all, and pop them all onto your team. So he is a wild card hero, but still a really good hero. And if we grab him some limit breaks, he could still sort of hold his own. I know he's only 918 team power, but yeah, I've got a soft spot for the Hatter, and I think he is a great choice if you have 15 souls. Now, the last row where you've got 20 heroes required. I mean, 20 heroes is a big ask, so these heroes had better be good. Just looking at them, you've got Quartz, Kara, you've got, I forgot his name, Arco, Lewina, and Malena. Alright, so these heroes are, I mean, 3 of them are absolute superstars, 2 of them not so much, and really not sure why they're here for 20 souls. So, sorry guys. So Quartz should probably be in like the 15 soul category. Kara, probably the same. Even though she is a taunt hero, I don't think that she's worth 20 souls. So I'd leave those 2 out. Arco, interesting hero. He is a more recent hero, so I think he's the newest of the bunch, so he's got that going for him. He has the special skill, which is the Gargoyles of Redemption, so he's a Fiend Destroyer. He just takes all of the Fiends away and replaces them with a Gargoyle minion straight away, no questions asked, no ifs, ands, or buts. So I think he's really good in terms of general play. And day to day, and I think that you're going to sort of use him quite often. Also, and this is sort of one of the biggies for me, is that I think that Fiends are going to become more prominent as part of the meta. So call this a prediction or whatever you want to, but I can imagine sort of, we've had a lot of minions with status effects attached to the minions. I think that we're going to see more of that with Fiends. So we've had heroes like Lu Bu, for example, who gives Fiends, and the Fiends give a specific effect. There's loads of other heroes that are coming out where the Fiends give specific status effects and ailments. And I think that that is where Arco is going to shine, because if you've got Fiends, you manage to get his special up, all the Fiends are going to disappear, and all of the horribleness that they bring with them is going to disappear as well. So Arco is going to be overlooked, but please, I think that you should consider this guy if you do have 20 souls, and if you don't have a Fiend Destroyer on your team, and if you think that things are going to get a bit more messy in the future when it comes to Fiends, this is your guy. So Arco is a really good hero, and he's going to be useful in all areas of the game. Lewina, she's a little bit more niche, but I think that she is good because she's blocking the talent skill activation. And with the talents as what they are at the moment, where you've got superior talents and all of that coming out, I think that she is quite useful with her talent block. And 260% damage to all enemies at fast speed is pretty good. And her stats are great as well. So also quite a good choice, but I think more specific if you are sort of sorely lacking red heroes, which I am. And I'm talking to myself now. But yeah, she's not going to be my choice. A good hero though. And then we've got this chick, Malena. What can we say about you, Malena? She is just an incredible hero. She has a lot going on. She's got the health recovery and cleanse at the first mana charge, which is a heal and cleanse at super duper fast speed. And at the second mana charge, she's basically a team destroyer, 420% damage to all enemies, and dispelling buffs from all enemies as well. So cleanse on the first charge with the heal, dispel on the second charge with a huge amount of damage, And her family bonus that she gets as well is a bonus of plus 5% mana generation stack on a random ally when she casts her special. The passive she's got going on, 50% chance to give 10% mana to all allies. I mean, she is just an absolute all-rounder and a super duper superstar in many areas of the game. So as I'm looking at her, the choice is definitely between Melina and Arco. So what are you gonna do? I mean, Arco is great, and I do have another Gargoyle hero. Melina is good. In fact, she's absolutely brilliant. And she is just a hero that I've wanted for ever since I can remember. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the trigger on Melina. So sorry to disappoint, Arco, but I've got to select some heroes to trade. Oh no, I've put them all on teams. So let me go ahead and remove them from the teams so that we can do this real quick. So let's edit these teams. Right. Get out of there, you little dupes that I'm going to feed away in a second. Off you go. Clear some space in my roster. I'm glad I've made up my mind now. I was leaning towards Arco. Not sure why, because Melina is just incredible. And I'm probably going to use her a lot more. Oh, nice Valentine's gift. Right, back to what we were doing. Soul Exchange. So Melina. Yes, I know I need to select more heroes. Let's select them. Where are they? So I'm going to be feeding for the first time some heroes that I've actually maxed out. Or gone over the final Ascension tier. But I just never ever have any use for them. And they're season 1 and I don't have the costumes, and I'm not going to bank on grabbing the costumes. So they are going. Some of these other heroes, again, Marjana, sadly, still don't have your costume. If it had pitched up in the Soul Exchange, it would have been a different story. Right, 20 heroes selected, and Melina it is. Let's go. Oh yeah. Finally, after all this time, she is mine. Right. This is a very happy day. So we are going to go ahead and grab her, pop her in the roster, lock her down, and that is going to be that. Enough said. So I hope that you guys don't have as much of a struggle making up your mind as I did. And I hope that this has been a useful video for you all. I wish you all the best in your summons.